Hi and welcome to this video. In this one we're going to be drawing a 3D sleeve, and I'm going to try to keep this one short and show you how to have something show up while you're in 3D and you go to your BIM model and everything. So I have a drawing here. I want to first draw the 2D sleeve. And to do that, you're going to go to the hangers toolbar. That will load this one up, and then we're going to pick this button forth from the end. First off, it's just going to give you a couple bits of information telling you that if you adjust it, you have to just do a regen, and because it's dynamic, it'll update automatically. So that's what that means. First question on this column asks for the sleeve diameter. I assume we would go with a 4-inch sleeve diameter for this, and the width of the wall is 8 inches, so that's why I have 8 inches selected here. I have the fire stopped option turned on, and when I click OK, it will ask me to select a point where the sleeve is going to go. So I'm going to try to find the midpoint of this pipe here. I'll guess about right there, and I was off a little bit, but all I have to do is if I want to center it up, I can just kind of grab this and just move it over, and I make sure that my ortho is turned on, and now it draws everything perfectly. You can see the dynamic information here. It's telling you that length is 8 inches, the fire stopped is answered yes, and the diameter is 4 inches. So you can see that information there. And again, as you adjust values, doing a regen will update this automatically. Now, this doesn't help much because you can see we have this 19-foot long piece of pipe. It's elevated to be 10 feet. Let's see what this looks like in 3D. So I'll type in S3D and it will raise it up to 3D. And you can see our sleeve is still showing on the floor because again that was a 2D sleeve, and our pipe, we don't really see anything different here. If I orbit around, nothing to represent a sleeve. So I would say that we have to do something to be able to show an object in 3D so that when you make your BIM model, you would be able to see your sleeve show up there. So let's drop it down to 2D. I'll type in S2D, and here's the trick to get this done. I'm going to draw another piece of pipe. Now it can be any layer that you want. I'm going to just draw it in the underground layer so that way it shows up a little bit differently. We're going to have some blue pipe here, and all I want to do is draw a line that represents where the sleeve is going to go. So I'm going to draw a line that starts from the intersection of this wall, and I'm going to draw it to the intersection of that wall, and I'm drawing it right on top of the existing pipe. Now, this technically won't work. If I try to make a 3D model, it'll tell us that this 8-inch underground pipe is not being raised up to 3D. So let's change that. Now, the problem is I can't have these two pipes drawn right on top of each other. So what I plan to do is I'm going to move this pipe south by about half an inch, so 0.5 inches, and now I have my blue pipe drawn on my next to my white pipe. So this is just obviously to give an estimate of where the sleeve is going to go. I'm going to believe it doesn't have to be exact. We're just trying to show that there's something there. Next, I'm going to size this pipe. So I'm going to set it to be a 4-inch diameter pipe. And we can see here it's 4-inch diameter, 8 inches long, and I need to elevate this pipe too. So I'm going to type in AFF, tell it that the elevation of that pipe is 10 feet, click insert, and if I draw the tick mark across both of them, this tick mark will be the same as this tick mark and both will get elevated, but I like the positioning of this. I don't like this right on top of it. It's getting very congested in this area. So let's do a couple things here. First off, I can hide this text. So I'll type in the command HAT for hide attribute. I'll tell it I want to hide both the diameter and length of this dimension. And when I hit enter, it will go away. It hides it. So it's there, it's just hidden at the moment. Secondly, I want this to be scaled down much smaller, especially I don't want it touching this white pipe. So I'll use my scale command and I'll tell it scale this option, and we'll go from here. Let's turn off my O snaps and we'll go like this. So I'll just make this about that wide. So it's only touching the blue pipe. And when I make my 3D model, if I show 3D, we'll see that there's a little blue marker, or that's our sleeve, that represents our sleeve. And if I orbit, it'll only orbit around that one object. But if I orbit again, we'll see that it's moving along with the pipe. And for all intents and purposes, it looks like it's right on top of the pipe. If you zoom in real tight, you'll see it's, oh, that's half an inch off. But, you know, like I said, we want to show that there's something there. I'll go to an X-ray view here. And I'll isolate this layer. So lay ISO, and I'll lay ISO this and this. And I was trying to hide the fitting object here, but let's just delete it for now. And again, you can see here, if we turn on our X-ray view, you can see that there's something there. All right. So that's how we're going to show the sleeve in CAD. And now if I make my 3D model, so I'll save my drawing and I'll export to Navis. That's probably okay because we don't have any heads there. I will now open this drawing, file open. I will go to my sleeve video drawing. I'll export, and it does show, you know, obviously when you export your BIM, you're going to get all the pipe, but if I orbit around here, you'll see that it shows the sleeve is sitting right on top of it there. So obviously there's no walls that I exported it into, so that's why we can't see the wall, but you'll see that there is an object there for you. Okay, so I hope this video has helped. If you had that question and you wanted something to be able to represent a sleeve in 3D and in BIM, this is what you can do. I think I would also, you know, if anything, maybe change this to say green or something, and then let's go to a conceptual view. You know, there you go. You can kind of see that there's something over this pipe here, and that's it. So thanks for watching the video, and as always, if you have any questions, you can contact us, support@hydracad.com. Thanks again.